You wake up, look at the scale, and it's acting like it pays rent. Same routine, same pretty decent eating, same workouts, or at least the workouts you used to do. But somehow after 40, your body starts storing fat like it's preparing for winter in Chicago, and nobody explains it. They just say, "Welcome to aging," like that's medical advice. I'm Dr. Tony Hampton. I treat obesity for a living, and today I'm going to explain why weight gain after 40 happens from A to Z, without blaming your willpower. Because if you understand the mechanism, you stop blaming yourself, and you start using strategy. Let's start with the uncomfortable truth. After 40, your body doesn't break. It adapts to a new hormonal, muscular, metabolic, and lifestyle reality. And if you don't update the plan, your body updates the pant size. Here are the big reasons this happens. First, you lose muscle, and muscle is your metabolic engine. Starting in your 30s and accelerating after 40, most people lose muscle every decade, especially if they're not consistently strength training. Less muscle means a lower resting metabolic rate. Translation, you burn fewer calories during the exact same time. If you keep eating like you're still running your 25-year-old metabolism, your body stores the extra like a savings account you didn't ask for. Here's the lesser known part. It's not just muscle loss, it's anabolic resistance. After 40, your muscles don't respond to protein and training as easily as they used to. So you need a stronger signal, more resistance training consistency, and usually more protein per meal. Second, hormones change. And they change appetite, storage, and insulin sensitivity. For women, perimenopause and menopause often shift estrogen and progesterone. Estrogen isn't just about reproduction. It influences where you store fat, how your brain responds to hunger, and how sensitive you are to insulin. When your estrogen drops, the body often shifts fat storage towards the abdomen. That's why so many women say, "My belly showed up out of nowhere." It didn't show up out of nowhere. It showed up from a new internal instruction manual. For men, testosterone tends to decline gradually with age. And that matters because testosterone supports muscle mass, energy, recovery, and insulin sensitivity. Lower testosterone can mean less muscle, more fatigue, and more fat storage. And once body fat increases, especially visceral fat, it can further worsen hormone balance. That's a loop, not a moral failure. Third, insulin resistance creeps in quietly. A lot of people don't gain weight after 40 because they suddenly become lazy. They gain because their metabolism becomes less flexible. After years of stress, poor sleep, processed foods, snacking, sweet drinks, and sitting, your cells can become less responsive to insulin. So your pancreas makes more insulin. And insulin is a storage hormone. When insulin runs high, your body is basically in store mode, not burn mode. That's why people can feel like they're eating less and gaining more. Because the body isn't just counting calories. It's responding to hormones. Fourth, NEAT drops. That's non-exercise activity thermogenesis. All the movement you don't call exercise. Walking to the mailbox, pacing during phone calls, taking stairs, standing more. After 40, careers get busier, responsibilities increase, and people sit more. Plus, you're not bouncing around like you did in your 20s. NEAT can drop by hundreds of calories a day without you noticing. And your brain will not send you an alert like, "Congratulations, you moved 37% less today. Enjoy these love handles." Fifth, sleep gets worse, and sleep controls hunger hormones. Short sleep raises ghrelin, the hunger hormone, and lowers leptin, the satiety hormone. So you feel hungrier and less satisfied. Also, poor sleep increases cravings for ultra-processed carbs because your body wants quick energy. And sleep loss raises cortisol, which can increase appetite and promote abdominal fat storage. So if your sleep gets lighter after 40, or you wake up more, or stress wakes your brain up at 2:17 a.m. to review your entire life, your appetite and metabolism can shift. Sixth, stress becomes chronic, and chronic stress changes the body. Cortisol isn't bad, it's survival, but chronic cortisol can push hunger up, sleep down, and insulin resistance up. It can also make you crave comfort foods, not because you're weak, because your brain is trying to medicate stress with dopamine. And processed food is basically dopamine with a barcode. And before we continue, if you're finding this helpful, take a second and hit like and subscribe, because this channel is about root cause health, not blame and shame medicine. Now, let's talk about the stuff nobody wants to mention. Alcohol. After 40, alcohol tolerance feels different. Recovery is slower. Sleep quality gets worse. And alcohol can stall fat loss in multiple ways. It's not just empty calories. Alcohol changes liver metabolism, increases appetite in many people, and disrupts sleep architecture. So if a couple of drinks to unwind turns into frequent evenings, your body may be unwinding directly into fat storage. Also, medications. I'm talking about common ones like certain antidepressants, sleep meds, steroids, some diabetes meds, antipsychotics, and even some blood pressure meds can influence appetite, fatigue, insulin, and weight. If weight gain after 40 feels sudden, it's always worth reviewing the medication list with your clinician. Now, here's the empowering part. If weight gain after 40 has causes, it also has solutions. And they're not complicated. They're just specific. Here's what to do about it. Start with muscle. Strength training is not optional after 40 if your goal is fat loss and longevity. 2 to 4 sessions per week. You don't need to become a bodybuilder. You need to tell your body, keep this muscle. It's required. Focus on big movements. Squats or sit to stands. Hinges. Rows. Presses. Carries. Progress over time. Even small progress counts. Then, protein becomes a priority. Most people after 40 undereat protein and oversnack carbs. Aim for a protein-forward breakfast. And at meals, think protein first, because protein supports muscle, satiety, blood sugar stability, and recovery. Also, don't fear healthy fats, but don't drink them like a hobby either. Use fats to support satiety, not to turn coffee into a 900-calorie smoothie. Next, lower insulin demand. That means reducing sugar and ultra-processed carbs, especially liquid calories. If you're willing to go low carb, or even carnivore curious, many people see appetite normalize and waistlines shrink because insulin levels drop and cravings calm down. If you keep carbs, choose them strategically around activity. From whole foods, with fiber and protein, not as a constant drip all day. Now, fix the sleep. Set a bedtime you can defend, dim lights at night. Cut screens earlier if possible. And a simple one. Don't chug water right before bed unless you enjoy midnight bathroom cardio. Stress. Make it measurable. If you can't measure it, you'll medicate it with snacks. Daily walks. Breath work. Prayer or meditation. Journaling. Therapy. Community. Protect your relationships. Your nervous system is either safe or is snacking. Movement. Raise neat. Set a step target. Take walking meetings. Park further away. Stand up every hour. Your body responds to frequent movement more than occasional punishment workouts. And finally, get labs and data. Don't guess. If you're struggling after 40, consider checking fasting insulin, A1C, fasting glucose, lipids with a focus on the triglyceride to HDL ratio, thyroid markers, vitamin D, B12, iron, and based on symptoms, hormone evaluation. And definitely get a calcium score test, because sometimes the story is more effort, but sometimes the story is wrong lever. Let me land this plane with something I want you to hear clearly. Weight gain after 40 is common, but it's not inevitable. Your body is not betraying you. It's responding to signals. Change the signals and the body changes its response. And if you're starting this year feeling discouraged, I want you to do one thing today. Pick one lever, just one. Strength train twice this week, or build a protein-first breakfast, or cut liquid sugar, or commit to a bedtime. Do one thing so well your body has no choice but to start cooperating. And if you want more help, check the description and click the playlist for more metabolic health videos, because your best years don't end at 40. That's just when you finally get enough wisdom to do this the smart way.